Trap is a new thriller directed by M. Night Shyamalan, starring Josh Hartnett as a serial killer who is taking his daughter to go see her favorite pop artist at concert, and then he quickly realizes that it is all a setup by the FBI to catch him. I was honestly super surprised because M. Night Shyamalan, his track record as of late it's been kind of like hit or miss. Knock at the Cabin, I thought that one was all right. But Old, I was kind of like, Split, I really enjoyed. Glass was kind of like, to me. The Visit was very enjoyable. That was kind of when M. Night had his resurgence in directing. Honestly, Trap might be his best movie since Signs. And I know that's a pretty big statement to make, but I really enjoyed this movie. Reason why I kind of enjoyed this movie is because not only is his directing just so well done in the movie, but his writing honestly really surprised me. Sometimes you go see an M. Night Shyamalan movie and the dialogue is kind of like something's like a little off about it. Like, doesn't really feel like things that real people would say. But for this, his style of writing really worked for the character, especially for Josh Hartnett. Just going into Josh Hartnett's performance, I think this might be one of his best performances he's ever given in my recent memories. And what happened to Josh Hartnett? Like, he kind of fell off the face of the earth for a little bit. He was doing, I guess, mostly like independent projects, but I hadn't seen him in anything like more commercial or more mainstream in a while. I really enjoy him in 30 Days a Night, where he's playing it's like a vampire movie. He's like a sheriff in a town, I'm pretty sure. Playing this like serial killer character. Josh Hartnett could go from being a average stereotypical dad to an absolute psychopath in just a split facial expression. There's a moment in the movie where he walks in to a room full of FBI agents and police officers, and he's kind of like going through them. He's like trying to get like a cup of coffee. He's like, "Oh, excuse me. Oh, wow, you're so big." And once he gets through the crowd of them, his face just goes so like serious and like stone cold, like psychopath. His facial expressions told so much, and he didn't even have to say anything the entire movie. There'd be moments where he'd be like tweaking out his facial expressions, and you're just like, oh my god, this guy's about to lose it. And it would make me feel uncomfortable too, because you're just watching this guy like visibly be so uncomfortable. To the point where I was on the edge of my seat. I had no idea what was going to happen next. M. Night's daughter actually acts in the movie, and she plays the pop artist that they're going to see. Her name's like Lady Raven, I believe. So she was really good, I thought, at playing this like Taylor Swift type of character. M. Night's daughter has a huge role in the movie, especially later on. I won't go into any spoilers once again. The cinematography also, I notice, especially in M. Night's new movies, he has a way of framing his characters in a dialogue scene where he likes to shoot them like head on, like pretend like we're having a conversation right now. So it's like me, and then we just bounce to the other person instead of doing like an over the shoulder shot. And it's just like, it feels like a little off to me, but that's just kind of like his style as of late. The shots in this movie were honestly like really good, and they surprised me. Some of the overhead shots they get in like a bathroom stall, or there was this shot where it's on the FBI profiler, and then in the background you see Josh Hartnett just standing like looking at her, and they're both in focus. It's just a really cool shot that they pulled off, almost like Hitchcockian in a sort of way. So I don't know who the cinematographer was for this movie. I'm sure I'll put it in editing. Once again, like M. Night's directing, he just goes to prove that he's a seasoned director behind the camera. Even if it's a project that might not land for most people, I'm a huge fan. I think he pulls off things in this movie that I was just not expecting of him. If I had to pick a negative about the movie, is that the beginning of it is great. It's all at this concert, and you're just feeling the intensity, you're feeling the suspense, and it's got you on the edge of your seat. And then it carries on after the concert takes place, and then you're like, okay, like where is this going? And then it ramps up, and you're like, oh man, like the movie could stop like right here and be great, but then it keeps going. and then you're like, okay, this is going places that I wasn't expecting, and you're like, oh, it's going to end here, right? And then it keeps going. I think it could have benefited from being maybe like 10 minutes shorter. The movie was still, as a whole, a very tight hour 45. A thriller is the type of genre that M. Night really thrives in doing. So I think he should just do more of these. You know, this was just definitely like a return to form for him. This, you know, should be something he just focuses more on instead of doing like, you know, fucking Avatar, The Last Airbender, or After Earth with Will Smith and Jaden Smith. Just don't do any of that. He is very Hitchcockian when it comes to his filmmaking. You know, that's why as a filmmaker myself, I want to see as much original content from M. Night Shyamalan as possible, you know, because I do think he genuinely is a great filmmaker. Even with, you know, a few things, you know, everybody's got projects they make that they're not the most proud of. You know, they can't all be The Sixth Sense. I was genuinely surprised with how great it turned out being. I would highly recommend go see the movie. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.